This is Vince McMahon of the WWF, and if you love a good cage match, you're going to love Opie and Anthony on 1027 WNEW.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show, hanging with Jim Norton today. Playing somewhere tomorrow, but we don't know. We really don't know. It's a little too confusing for us. He didn't keep it to one thought per break. Passion. All right, Anthony, we got a couple options here. We have a really good WoW story from Philly on line 2 with Logan. Yeah. We also have the update about Jerry the King Lawler. Yes, very sad. What would you like to do? I'd like to talk a little bit about Lawler. And then go to Logan? And then go to Logan. Okay. Been waiting for a long time. Stinky, the Logan story's really good? Awesome. Yeah, definitely is. Great. All right, it could be the showstopper, you're saying? Save the best for last kind of thing. All right, good. All right, Anthony, our friend Jerry the King Lawler. Yeah. Last time he was on our show, it was just so embarrassing. Oh, my God, you're a pathetic mess, King. Right.
You know, he talked about, he had his little girlfriend there, Kat. And
he was huge in the WWF.
Oh yeah, for many years.
Him and Jim Ross, just the best when they're announcing these matches.
Announcers, yeah.
And he let his little head do all the thinking for him. And the WWF wanted to fire his girlfriend Kat, who really didn't add much of anything to the WWF except for a really hot body. But they got plenty of those. Yeah. They come a dime a dozen for the WWF, and they figured we got to move on and let Kat go.
Right.
What did Jerry the King Lawler do, Anthony?
Said, well, you fire her and I'm gone. I'll quit. They said goodbye. That was it. They fired him. Well, he quit.
He quit
because they were going to fire his girlfriend.
Right. And he says, if you fire her, you got to fire me. So he pretty much gave up a lucrative career with the WWF for a woman.
Stupid yet noble.
Noble, in a way.
Sure. And, it pretty much shows your loyalty toward your chick. He's been married to her. He was going out with her for quite a while. Married, how long? 1 year.
1 year? Okay.
And one day, this past July, she comes home from a vacation. Oof, ouch.
You don't let your girl go away on vacation by herself.
Walks up to him and just says, hey, we got to talk.
Oh, my God, King. This is going to be a hell of a slobber knocker.
And, yeah.
Use it or lose it.
Elaine Cartman.
So she leaves him.
She ditches him, left him. He left his job, his lucrative job with the WWF for her. $500,000 a year, did he say he was making?
Something crazy like that.
Yeah. And gone.
Loses his wife now because she leaves him for another guy.
Now he's plugging that he's going to be somewhere in Connecticut at some high school. It's so sad.
Yeah. So he's got a website and he does updates from time to time about his situation.
He likes to think the writing is therapeutic.
He says this situation is so bad because she ended up getting a restraining order that he doesn't want to come on our show right now. Unfortunately, we had him on only about 2 weeks ago
before any of that stuff
hit the news. So this is the only way to keep in contact with our friend Jerry the King Lawler. These updates on the website. Can I read the latest one, Anthony?
Let me just add something.
Yeah.
These bitches, these whore twats.
It's the bitches that are bitches.
With their restraining orders. Now, I'm not even saying this from experience because I never had one taken out on me, thank God. Let me just knock wood. But a lot of times, do you know what you whores, do you know what you twats are doing when you take out these restraining orders and they really aren't, you shouldn't have done it. The guy didn't do anything. It's just your way to maybe get back at him or to get an upper hand legally during a divorce case. Because these are supposed to be for women that are in danger for their lives because these men are real danger.
Sure.
But it's now being used as some ploy to get an upper hand in front of a judge. And you know something? I can't even sympathize now when one of you twats get it right in the friggin' head because you dug your own goddamn grave with the legal system the way it is. 9 restraining orders, Gorilla Boy.
Gorilla Boy's had 9.
He's a case of someone I say yes. Slap one on his ass.
One more, I go to Disney.
He is dangerous.
And 6 of those are men.
But, if you legitimately need one, fine. I think they should be enforced, and they're a very helpful thing. But these women that just take them out because your lawyer said to, ugh. Yuck.
Die, get in the coffin, you hooah.
There you go.
Very good, Anthony.
I am having one taken out against douchebag Al Dukes and my foosball table.
Al. Hey, Al, you going to get a tattoo so you feel loved? Are you going to get a tattoo of Ronnie on your right ass and Fezzi on your left ass?
And then make like you're all pissed off about it, but you really think it's great because you were involved for a day.
Oh, and if you think this is a radio bit, just watch when we pass each other in the hall. Look in our eyes and see how real it is, you pathetic loser who wants to be loved. Go get a tattoo. Go get a tattoo of your favorite radio personality. There you fag. There you go. You made out with a guy and you couldn't handle it, so you effed with us. Mm-hmm. God, I hate that kid. I will laugh so hard the day Ronnie comes in our office and goes, had to fire him. Had to fire him. Still love the Ron and Fez. No, he doesn't have a tattoo of the fabulous sports babe on his butt because it wouldn't fit. Anthony, so the update.
Yes.
All right, here's Jerry the King Lawler in his words. First of all, I must apologize for the long time between updates. I'm sorry, but unfortunately there has been a lot on my plate as of late. Man, I just thought my life changed back in February when the WWF fired my wife, Stacy, a.k.a. Kat, and then I quit my job with the WWF in protest. But that change paled in comparison to the changes that started on July 1st when Stacy, a.k.a. Kat, told me she was leaving me. As most of you know, I tried to document my situation here on my website. In the updates I wrote, I poured my heart out about our breakup. I did that for a few reasons. One, to keep the fans advised about what was going on in my life. Two, I found writing about what I was experiencing was almost therapeutic. In that it allowed me a chance to talk to someone, even if it were through the computer, because in reality I was alone, with no one to share my feelings with. And three, I admit that I wrote what was in my heart, hoping that Stacy, a.k.a. Kat, would read it and have a change of heart herself. Yeah.
Oh, man. The begging phase.
This guy's a wrestler. You don't expect this from a wrestler.
I thought she'd have a change of heart.
I bow to him for the stuff he did with Andy Kaufman and all that.
I love Jerry Lawler.
And one of the greatest wrestling announcers ever.
I love him.
And this chick just screwed him over, and he was stupid enough.
Hoping that she would think that if I would bare my soul and tell the world how I felt about her, it would make her see how much I really loved her.
So
no, I think she's too busy looking at another man's junk to read your website. She's too busy. Maybe she could read if she didn't have another man's yam bag over her eyeballs and the shaft down her nose like the Roman war helmet. Perhaps then she would have been able to read it if she didn't have male junk in her face. You just gotta move on, man. Sometimes it hurts, but, you gotta move on, for God's sake.
Move it along.
Move it along. And don't spill it like on, he's writing like pretty much love letters to her on his website.
And all the fans are just like laughing like Cartman.
He'll get a hot girl out of that, though, because they see him as a sensitive guy. Some smoking 19-year-old 10 will start banging.
We're going to get him late on this show. He's going to come in when everything is settled, then we're going to get him a banging.
We'll get him a banging.
And Opie and Anthony banging.
Good.
Maybe we'll have Al Dukes do it.
He can just tip the chick over right before Lawler dumps.
Get his seed all over him.
We'll put
Throw the girl out of the way.
We'll put Al Dukes in a wig. He'll do it.
Of course he will. Be part of something.
He wants to be loved. He'll do that type of radio.
Sure.
But at last it was to no avail. Kat is not coming back. We are now in the midst of a divorce proceedings, and of course that is never pleasant. There was a lot of talk about wanting to be on her own and make her own decisions in my last updates, but the truth is, Stacy has a new man in her life. I wish them well. They deserve each other. Stacy has asked that all things concerning her be removed from my website. He's a stalker, too. And that is being done as you read this. She has also asked that I not make any disparaging remarks about her on my website. I am not going to say anything bad about Stacy. We had a great time together, and it really is like the Garth Brooks song. I could have missed the pain, but I would have had to miss the dance.
Miss the pain, but I'd have had
There you go.
And believe me, the dance with Stacy was wonderful. I hope that when this divorce is done, Stacy and I could still be friends, but that is yet to be seen.
Yeah,
that will never happen.
You know what song he should be quoting? Hey Joe.
Norton, you're right.
Yeah.
Whenever lawyers get involved, things have a tendency to get out of hand. So that is where I am today, trying to move forward while waiting to be divorced, hoping to meet someone new to share my life with, while continuing to make appearances and wrestling dates. And he lists all his dates, and they're too embarrassing to mention, Anthony. I have received so many emails of encouragement and hope from you great fans and friends, and I have received so many emails of encouragement and hope from you great fans and friends, and I thank you for each and every one of them. Many of you have suggested that I try to return to the WWF now that Stacy is no longer in the equation. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I called Bruce Pritchard at the WWF last week to try to mend some of the fences that has been damaged by my remarks about Bruce during my ordeal. Bruce was very gracious. He wasn't upset or angry and didn't hold any grudges. We talked for a long time about many things, one of them being my returning to the WWF, and finally, Bruce suggested that I call Vince personally. I told him I would. The next day, I called good old JR, and we talked for a long time as well. I always enjoyed talking to JR, and I value his opinion and advice. JR's advice, Anthony?
Yeah.
So, JR's advice to me was to concentrate on my business at hand, meaning my divorce from Stacy, get that finalized and behind me, and then talk to Vince about coming back. I think he is right.
The only way he'll wrestle again is on PlayStation.
A divorce is a very serious thing and needs your full attention if you intend to protect your own best interest, and that is what I intend to do. I was encouraged by my conversations with Bruce and JR, and I hope that someday soon I can be back with the WWF in some capacity.
Man.
And then it goes on, but unfortunately we're running out of show here, so...
What?
He's a pussy.
He is a pussy.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's the guy gets got burned by a chick.
I got burned, but you know
Yeah,
something?
but the more you dwell on it, then you look like a bigger pussy to new girls you meet. Then you start doing comedy and beat up somebody in the studio.
The only reason he's writing stuff like this is still the hopes of getting her back in some way, shape, or form. He hasn't accepted it yet. That's why he's saying, I hope after this is all over, we can still be friends. No, you don't. No, you don't.
The more you chase, the more restraining orders you get hand delivered. Believe me. You start getting sticker pushes in your ass, you can't do nothing about it.
You just want to... She must have been some
she must have had...
Well, she was really young. That's the deal. I mean, he has to be at least 50-something, and she was probably no more than 25, 26.
Liquid gold coming out of that gash.
But, yeah, you just... you got to move on.
All right.
He can't be doing this on websites, hoping that someday she's going to go, oh, I made a mistake.
We're going to have him on soon. We're hoping.
Rent a car and cut her off the road.
You know what? You can hope that someday she comes back and says, oh, I made a big mistake. But by that point, she's just a crack whore.
Yeah, you got a 19-year-old.
Yeah. She's a crack whore. That would be great. All right.